So page 22 in our notes. This one's actually going to be on the test, so I'm going to put some stars here. Might even write that it's on the test out to the side. I'm going to give you 1 3/4. I'm going to ask you to divide it by 1/2. And I'm actually going to use this problem here with these numbers. This would be your total, the 1 3/4, and obviously this is your piece that you're cutting it into. And you're going to find out how many of those pieces, how many of those 1/2 pieces are in your total 1 3/4. So the same thing, same concept, except for I'm using fractions now instead of whole numbers. So we'll start the same story problem. I have blank squares. So how many total squares do I have? I could fill that in with the 1 3/4 squares. And I want to divide it by blank, period. So I've got 1 3/4 squares, that's my total. I want to divide it by what? I'm dividing it by 1/2. How many pieces will I have? Question mark. How many pieces will I have? Question mark. And notice I'm ending with the question mark. I'm asking how many pieces, right? So that is a story problem that goes along with this number statement. I'm going to give you a number statement. I'm going to make you create a story problem. Could you use this one? Absolutely. So in order to solve how many pieces I have, I actually have to do this division problem. So I've got 1 3/4 divided by 1/2. How do I solve this? Well, I can't have a mixed number. Remember, we have to use the check mark method or backwards C. 1 times 4 is 4, times 3 is 7. So I have changed this to 7/4, and I'm dividing by 1/2. So if I write this as 7/4 instead of dividing by 1/2, I multiply by its reciprocal, 2/1. I'm ready to simplify and multiply. Divide each one by 2. And I'm going to get 2 down here, and I'm going to get 1 up there. And so that simplified down. 7 and 1 are as small as I can go. 7 times 1 is 7. 2 times 1 is 2. And I cannot leave my answer like this. So we're going to go ahead and 7 divided by 2. I would get 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract, I get 1. Circle my remainder. Make my fraction. 1 goes on the top over 2. Now, pieces was what the question's asking, so I need to make sure my label says pieces. So 3 1/2 pieces. And so I want to make sure that you see your answer label matches the question label. So L-A-B-E-L. You need to remember to label your story problems. So I want to talk about story problems. If I'm going to ask you to write your own story problem when given a statement, you need to understand what that means. You have a total and you have a piece or a part, and you're going to ask how many pieces or parts are in that total. So let's do another example. We'll use the same numbers. We'll have the same answer, but we'll just change up the story problem. The next example we're going to do, I'm going to be building a road, and I'm going to give you the total length of the road, and then I'm going to talk about the piece or the part that I can do each day, and then ask how many days it will take me to build the road. So here it is, same story problem. I'm going to say, I am building a road that is blank miles long, period. So what goes in the blank? That's my total. That's my 1 3/4 miles long. I can only build a certain part a day or each day, and that part is the 1/2 mile a day. I had 1 3/4 miles, and I've got the half mile. So there's my total, and there's my part. So what's my question need to ask? Needs to ask how many half miles are in the total, so that I could actually say, how many days will it take me to build the road? And how does this work? Up here with the part, it said half mile a day, and the question talked about how many days it would take to build the road. So the question kind of alludes back up to the part. So that's really helpful. The question actually leads you to the part. That means your other number is your total. So we already know the answer would be 3 1/2, but we're going to call it days because that's our LABEL label here for the question. So that's what our label needs to be for the answer. I'm going to draw another line over to this. So what type of keywords would you see in a story problem? Things that you need to know. Put a couple stars here. The question. Kind of ask about the part. So it will ask about the part. I'm going to say part or piece. So the question helps you identify which number is the part or piece, and is your label to your answer, which is helpful because the question is the one with the question mark, and it actually helps you label your answer. So what types of keywords would you see? Like this one was a day, each day. So types of keywords to identify that would help you. A day, each day, 1 day, per day. They might even say piece or part. But all of these words should be in the question, which will point you back to which number is your part, because they will also be in the part. So these ones should be in the question, which is the number that is your part. And what do I mean by those words that are going to be in the question and also be the number for your part? Well, if we look back at my story problem up there, I asked, the question was how many days would it take me to build the road? Where else do you see the word days? The word a day was right here with half mile. So you knew that this number right here was your part. So therefore, this number is your total, and this one is your part. Once you know that, you can set it up to divide and get your answer. So your homework to help you with this, I would like you on this worksheet that you're going to have for homework, I would like you to do numbers 13 through 24 all, and you're going to have the end of the day to work on this for your homework. Remember, no calculators. You need to show all your work, and this is going to help you set it up with mixed numbers and dividing, and we will do more story problems for practice.